So let's talk about the draft. We still don't know who has like final say between, obviously Mark Davis is the boss. He rarely gets involved. Tom Brady's the czar of football. Is he going to be in the draft room deciding? Is he just kind of helping? Does he have final say? Obviously, Spytek is the GM. Pete Carroll had personnel final say in Seattle. Does he have it here? We didn't really get a great answer. It's hard to know what to expect between these four guys and this draft, right? For one, three of them, we have no draft history on them. Spytek was part of the Buccaneers. We didn't have final say. How much of the Buccaneers personnel was Spytek? No one outside of that room knows. We certainly don't. Tom Brady obviously never has any history drafting. And obviously Mark Davis, right? Like those three guys, we have no clue, what they're about. At least with Pete Carroll, he's got a long history of being the decision maker. All that time in Seattle, whoever was drafted, whoever was picked up, he at worst gave the stamp of approval, if not straight up, we're taking that guy. That's my call. I'm the guy, right? So with that being said, Soto, what do you visualize with these very, very murky waters that we have and only one kind of guy with any history in Pete Carroll? We don't know, again, if he has final say, whatever, right? But everyone, like every GM, every franchise kind of has like a pattern, right? Like we had Telesco, best player available, never trades down. We kind of knew what he was about. John Gruden went with his gut. That guy looks gritty. He's a grinder. We're taking him, right? Like we knew what he was about, right? What does this regime look like to you drafting on draft day?
I think that they have a plan where it's leaning towards big guys, leaning towards inside out. Mm-hmm. And then kind of like what I'm saying is like leaning towards inside out. And then if that's not there, it's get a dynamic player. And that's, I mean, if you take a look at what Pete Carroll's done, he's drafted a lot of guys on the offensive line. He's drafted a lot of guys on the outside as far as playmakers, like DBs. Spytek, same thing. He's drafted a lot of defensive and offensive linemen up early. He's also drafted, he's also been a part of teams that have drafted guys from the outside early. So I think that's probably where they go.
If Pete Carroll's magic touch filters into the Raiders at all, we should be getting career, franchise-altering players in like rounds like 3, 4, and 5. Like he hit on some third rounders that were incredible. Like some of the dude, like he had like multiple like all pros. And a lot of these guys, like he would trade back like 4 times and get him, or trade up like 3 times to get this guy. So it's, I think, let's give credit where credit is due. Gruden getting Maxx Crosby in the 4th and Hunter Renfrow in the 5th. Like you did it. Congrats. Like, no, for sure. You did the thing. You get the credit for it. To me, I just kind of feel like it felt lucky. Like I wanted to say like, yeah, you lucked out, right? You get enough draft picks and you're going to find guys, diamonds in the rough. Like maybe it's not fair for me to say that, but that's how I feel. And I always try to be honest here. Again, credit where credit is due. You picked Maxx in the 4th. You did it. Like that was, thank you. Thank you for your service. Right. Mm-hmm. Felt kind of lucky with Pete Carroll. He was consistent. He consistently found Pro Bowlers, 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round.
Well, I mean, like we were talking about with Geno Smith with his red zone issues, is it something that happens all the time, or is it an anomaly? For John Gruden, hitting on Maxx Crosby was an anomaly. If you take a look, even if you add in Hunter Renfrow, like he missed on so many picks. It's like, yeah, that was the exception that proved the rule. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, shut up.
And then you got Pete Carroll, who like Richard Sherman's like arguably the greatest 5th round pick in the history of the NFL.
And he did it again with Tariq Woolen.
Just on a regular basis. And that says 2 things. One, it's, credit to his drafting ability, finding those athletes, and 2, a system where they flourished. How often do we talk about like, yeah, we're always like, oh, let's get the quarterback that's going to be the guy. If you don't have the coach, if you don't have the OC, if you don't have the quarterback coach, if you don't have the line, if you don't have the weapons, if you don't have the culture, if you don't have the ownership, it's not going to matter. It's not. I mean, you have to have all those things in play. Like, oh my God, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback ever. One of the best owners in football, one of the best coaches in football, one of the best tight ends that will remain nameless in football. Like, a lot of things had to go. Yeah, and then he delivered, right? Patrick Mahomes be able to do that in Cleveland? Fuck no. Hell no. Would Trevor Lawrence be this bad in Kansas City? No. Right? So it's, yes, Pete Carroll, find the diamonds in the rough late round, but he also created an environment, an ecosystem for these late rounders to flourish.
Yeah, I mean, I like to call them, like, quarterbacks are like flowers. Some of them, they can grow anywhere. They're going to be good no matter what. As far as team success, no. Like there's guys like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and these types of guys. You can put them in any situation, and they themselves are going to be good. The team may not be good, but they're going to be good. Depending on where they go, they can be a little bit better, a little bit worse. But they're like a succulent, like a cactus. They can grow anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. There's other ones that you need to handle a little bit, do a little bit more care, like the Lamar Jacksons. He needed a specific situation who would build something around him to flourish around what he does well, and then bring him along slowly and give him more to do as time goes on. He needed a little bit more care to be the player that he is. So it all depends on what kind of player you have. But yeah, if you give a plant or a flower an environment to grow where anyone would flourish, yeah, of course it's going to be the best version of that you're going to get.
Look at every quarterback who went to the Jets. Like, they all played way better every time they left, right? Like,
yeah, man, it's not a coincidence, dude. It's
the Jets are actually good at picking quarterbacks. They're just terrible at having them play well.
Getting them to play.
like they pick good players. Like the guys they draft, like, they find success in the NFL, just never in green and white. Hey, you made it to the end of our video. Great job. I know you want more. Go ahead and click the next video. And if you're feeling crazy, go ahead and subscribe.